Okay, today's a tough one. Today we're talking about a dynamic that is very popular. It's not always talked about because it takes a very honest, very vulnerable heart to have this discussion. But it looks like this. The betrayed spouse, male or female, is trying to make the unfaithful do the work. And it's kind of like the unfaithful feels like they are being mommed or dadded by the betrayed spouse into doing work. It's begrudging work. There's resistance. It's like a teenager that you tell them to do their chores and they do them, but they have such a bad attitude, right? Their heart is not in it. And we unfaithfuls are masters at being bitter, hormonal, moody teenagers who will do it, but our heart's not in it, which causes more concern and alarm inside of you and makes you kind of go, do they even really want to be with me? Are they even really serious about recovery? Is this someone that I even want to live with? Like, if it's so hard for them to do the work, why should I even risk my future with them? And the dynamic then becomes to where the betrayed spouse feels like they have to babysit, again, mom or dad, the unfaithful, into doing work. And I want to tell you today that that usually never works. I can guarantee you it never brings the impact that you want to see as a betrayed, and it ends up creating more space and alienating you both from each other, and there is a better way through it. Tell me if this doesn't happen to you. So you, the betrayed, are insecure, worried, feeling frustrated, feeling like, dude, they're not doing any work. And so you get a little bit more heavy-handed. You kind of ride them a little bit. And then the unfaithful turns it on you and goes, man, if you just leave me alone and let me do my work, if you stop yelling and bitching and controlling and checking where I'm at all the time or investigating if I've done my book or read my materials or participated in my online course, if you just leave me alone, I would do the work. But you keep hammering me. And so the unfaithful uses your reaction against you, and you can't really win that battle, right? Because you did have that reaction. But then you go to, well, if you didn't cheat and if you didn't do all this stuff, I wouldn't be where I'm at emotionally. So I feel like I have to do this. And if you just do your work and not be this lazy idiot, we wouldn't be in this position. We'd be healing, but you're keeping us from healing. And then the unfaithful goes, and all you do is remind me of my failures and shame me and control me and dog me. And I can never make you happy. It's never enough. Rah! It is absolute chaos. I've been there. I've lived there. I got the t-shirt. I promise you. Here's a better way, and this is going to be tough, but it's a game changer. If you are that betrayed, I think it's time that you consider pulling back and allowing room for them to, in fact, do it on their own. That doesn't mean that you can't communicate boundaries like, look, I want to do this online course, or I want to go get therapy, or I want to go to the EMS weekend, or any number of things. And if you are not willing to do them, then we may need to separate or do an in-home separation, et cetera, et cetera. There's nothing wrong with having boundaries. There's nothing wrong with saying, look, I don't feel safe with you. Like, you're not doing any work. You're not trying to heal. You're not helping me heal. I don't want to be physically intimate with you. I can't be physically intimate with you because I don't feel safe. That's a boundary, an enforceable boundary, a measurable boundary, and that's okay. You see, betrayed, you're trying to make them get it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You want them to get it. You want them unfaithful. They want you to get it so that you will be safe for them, so that they can love you in a vulnerable way, so that they can be intimate with you physically and emotionally, so that if you get it, they want to be whole. They want to be together again. They want a new life or their old life, or they want to be one. And so they're writing you because they want you to do this work and show them that you're empathetic, that you're safe, that you're aware, that you're sorry, that you want them, that you have desire for them, that you're willing to take it, take the heat, take the pain, take the process, all in an attempt to be one again. Their motives are pure, I think 90% of the time. Sure, there's 10% of the time they may be shaming you, they may be attacking you, harassing you, maybe they have PTSD, maybe they're so full of hurt and pain that it's hard for them to control themselves. I get it. But most of the time they're trying to do those things to get you to meet them. Now, sometimes they're also trying to kind of mom you or dad you because they don't feel like you're doing enough. And that's kind of a different video blog for another time. But if you are the betrayed who are trying to do this, it's time to pull back and no longer give them ammo to use against you, but draw some boundaries and simply say, look, this is what I need. I'm not going to keep writing you anymore. If you're not going to do these things, then you are going to experience less and less and less of me. I'm not going to keep giving you the best of me when you are giving me the least of you, the least of your effort, the least of your humility, the least of your brokenness or empathy or remorse at what you have done to me. Typically, betrayed, the more that you try and make them get it, the more that they don't and they rebel. The more that you extend freedom with consequences, the more that they on their own will not rise up and be perfect and do everything you want them to do, will not run away off into the sunset and never come back and never be one again. No, the more that you create space for them to rise up or rise out, you create the opportunity for them to show who they really are. And sometimes the betrayed are afraid of that, right? You feel like, well, I have to write them or they're not going to do the work. Well, they're probably not doing the work anyway, and it's time that you stop writing them and let them reveal who they truly are, because after they reveal who they truly are for a period of time that's measurable, then you can decide, I don't want to do this anymore. They don't want it. I can't make them want it. I'm not going to do this. Or, you know what? I've pulled back and he or she is showing great initiative. They're actually doing the work. I'm not having to ride them or babysit them. They're actually doing it on their own. You kind of go, well, okay, hey, I'm open to our future together now, because they, on their own accord and initiative, are showing effort and doing work and moving forward on their own. And you take a deep breath and go, oh, this feels great. I don't have to babysit them anymore. Incidentally, that's the moment where you, the unfaithful, are going to reveal yourself for who you truly are. No more complaining, whining, blame shifting, defensiveness, accusations. Oh, you're rude and mean and harsh to me and you're treating me like a child. All the bets are off, dude. All the bets are off, my sweet friend. It is now the moment for you to show yourself for who you are and what's inside of you. Do you want it? Do you want to be healed? Do you want to do the work? Will you do it on your own, or are you going to have to be babysat? That's for you to decide. If you come from faith, you and God have to have a heart-to-heart. If you don't, you and you have to confront yourself, and you need to decide, are you going to do the work? Because for the betrayed that's going to take this approach, there will be a season, I would say, somewhere, and this is a very wide season, somewhere between 3 and as much as maybe 6 and some 12 months for some of you, where you finally go, look, I've given you X amount of time. You've shown me you don't want it. I'm done. And for the betrayed that's done, you'll be able to look back and go, look, I can push back any shame, condemnation, or any thoughts that say I didn't do enough, I didn't give them enough chances, I didn't give her enough opportunities, and blah, blah, blah. You can look back and go, no, no, no. I opened up the door for them to show me what was inside of them, and they showed me disinterest, indifference, disdain, lack of effort. You can look back and go, look, I tried. I gave it everything I had. They didn't want it. It's on them, not on me. I hope this helps you. We can only change ourselves. Your significant other has to want to change. If we keep trying to change them, you know who actually ends up being changed? Ourselves, and usually in a negative way. And so we can't keep trying to change them. All we can do is work on our side of the street. If they decide that they don't want to take care of their side of the street, there comes a point where you say, well, I don't want to live over there anymore. I'm just going to live here, and I will enjoy my side of the street because they've shown themselves for who they are. I hope that you can make this shift. I hope that you will consider making this adjustment either a little at a time or a lot at a time in your situation right now.